Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I'm Courtney. First of all, thank you so much for everybody that's been checking out my silly podcast. I am just simply talking into my cell phone. I am speaking about things that are keeping me awake. And sometimes those things are political, and I act crazy and I say things that may offend you, tick you off, whatever. Other times I'm speaking about family and addiction and coworkers and relationships, so many things. And sometimes they're sad, sometimes they're happy. It's a mixed bag, really. So thank you for sticking it with me, no matter what I'm talking about. Period. I really, really appreciate you all greatly. Thank you. I am noticing people from all over the world. That always that gets me excited because, again, I learn about different countries, and plus it means that it's reaching other people other than just in the United States, which is super exciting and excellent. So, woohoo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you guys greatly. I hope you are having it's Sunday today. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but it's Sunday now. And a lot is keeping me up. Today, just so you know, if you're not in the mood to be bummed out and depressed or talk about, I don't know, kind of bummer things, this one is definitely not some kind of happy, positive, happy go lucky, uplifting podcast today. So, if your kind of jam is not really, talking about relationships and people and love and self respect and all of that today. So, if that's not your jam and that's not where your head is at, I get it. I understand. When you wake up in a good mood, the last thing you want is some Debbie Downer just ruining your mojo. I get it. So that's why I'm giving you a disclosure. That's why I'm giving you time to exit and say peace out if you don't want it. But I do these, like I said, because maybe there are people out there that can understand. Maybe they sympathize. Maybe they empathize with what I'm talking about. Maybe they are sharing the same thoughts and point of view and struggles. And so I like to talk about them because you never know who's out there that might be like, yeah, I get that. I can absolutely relate to what she's saying. I've been there. I've done that. Sometimes it just feels good to know that you're not the only one, thinking or feeling this way. So I know that there are 7 billion podcasts, and I don't really advertise mine, and I don't have fancy music anymore. My music is gone. If you listen to my first 2 years of my podcast, I have an intro and an outro. I'm fancy. They got me fancy like Applebee's on a date night. I forgot about that song. Now I have to listen to it. Anyways, 2 straws, 1 check, girl, I got you. Bougie like natties in some styrofoam. Squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I got myself so sidetracked that I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Anyway, I'm just saying that there are times that I'm going to be, kind of a buzzkill. But if somebody out there can be like, wow, I can relate to that. Sometimes it helps. I like knowing. Like I said, that's what I was going to say. There are a million podcasts out there, and I don't have the fanciest one. I don't edit. Like I said, I talk into my cell phone. This is me holding my cell phone up to my mouth, talking into it. And then I upload it from my cell phone onto an app. I don't even have an intro and outro anymore. I used to. Like I said, if you check out my first 2 years, maybe even 3, I have an intro and an outro. But no more. Now it's just this silly old podcast. So the fact that anybody has listened to me, and if you've listened to me more than once, which I see that people have, bless you. Thank you. I absolutely 100% appreciate it. I do. There's a frog in the background. He sounds silly. Anyway, all right. So today I am talking self-esteem, relationships, love, all of that good stuff. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. I've talked about this before, but I kind of want to talk about it a little more because I do feel it is important. It is important for people to understand what love is. I think in today's day and age, people equate love with mutilation, with abuse, with violence, with hate. Somehow we're lumping all of it together because you have one group of people that are like, hey, love is convincing your child that they should mutilate their bodies because it's how they show love. It's how they show support and encouragement for their minor children whose brains have not fully developed. In a lot of people, in today's day and age, a lot of people genuinely feel that expressing love is showing support and encouragement for those children, those minor children, that don't like themselves, that feel uncomfortable in their own bodies. And instead of encouraging those minor children whose brains have not fully developed, whose hormones are just crazy all over the place and not stable at all, instead of encouraging them to look at themselves in the mirror and say, hey, I'm fucking beautiful. Whether you're a man or a woman, I'm beautiful. I am worth it. I love myself. I respect myself and my body. And if I feel uncomfortable in my body, that's normal. Because like I said in my last podcast, raise your hand and be honest. Be very honest. Raise your hand if you have ever felt uncomfortable in your own body or insecure about your personality or your body. I'd be willing to bet a very, very large majority of us, no matter what country we're from, no matter what race or gender or religion or whatever background we come from, I will be willing to bet that all of us have hated ourselves or hated some part of our body at one point in our lives. Mainly, I feel, in my opinion, around the preteen age, like between 11 and then up till like 18. I feel like that's kind of the height of us looking at us and going, bleh. Now, I'm not giving a statistic. I'm not saying that's a statistic. I'm just saying I'd be willing to bet. Because usually I feel that's when our hormones are just really out to get us and kind of take advantage of our vulnerable, of our vulnerability. And so I feel that if my sons were to come to me and be like, man, I really hate my body. I cannot stand my body. I would never be like, you know what you should do? You should mutilate it because that shows love. That's how I show support. You tell me you're uncomfortable in your body. You tell me you don't like your body. You tell me you wish you had a different body. And then the way that I show love is by saying, you know what? You wish you had a different body. You don't like your body. You're not uncomfortable in your body. Instead of me trying to get you counseling or tell you that you're beautiful or take you to get you a hobby or whatever, instead of doing 1,000 other things that don't require irreversibly ruining your body and making you go through pain, instead of doing that, people think that love is supporting that mutilation and that body dysmorphia and that mental instability. And yes, I'm going to call it body dysmorphia and mental instability because when you are chopping off body parts, if it's not for cancer or for because, you got stuck with a boulder under your arm, therefore, in order to free yourself and live, and it's a matter of life and death, I just don't feel you should. Now, people are going to go, well, I got fake boobs. First of all, fake boobs are not irreversible, are they? Fake boobs are not going to cause you to not be able to bear children. It's not going to cause you to be infertile. fake boobs aren't going to kill you, right? So I hate the comparison because there is no comparison. You're comparing apples to oranges. You're comparing two vastly different things. And for the record, I'm not really on board with people getting fake boobs either. I think if it makes you feel good, I think if it makes you feel comfortable, you should do it. That's great. But as much as I can't stand my boobs, I'm probably never going to get a boob job. That's just my personal preference. I'm not against it for other people. I'm just not going to necessarily be the first thing that I encourage. Now, if after talking to someone and being like, I think you're beautiful, are you aware of the risks? Are you aware of the side effects? Are you aware of all the things? Have you done your research on your doctor and all the things? If after all of that, an adult, a fully an adult with a fully functioning brain that has developed after an adult, not a minor, but an adult has done their research and tried other things and they still want to get a boob job or liposuction or whatever, fine, that's your choice. But again, those things are not, irreversible and they're not necessarily going to kill you. Any surgery in the world has the potential to kill you. You could die from any surgery. But you know what I'm saying. These are life-altering things that you are allowing a minor to decide. My point is, everybody has a different way of showing love, and there are people that get caught up with in relationships that they feel their partner loves them. And they feel the need to make excuses as to why their partner physically and or mentally abuses them. They like to make excuses as to why their partner cheats, why their partner lies, why their partner is controlling. I've done it. I'm including myself. I'm certainly not speaking on my high horse because I've done it way too many times. And I keep thinking, why? I'm a really fucking amazing person. And I'm sorry if that sounds conceited, because nowadays you're only allowed to love yourself and you're only allowed to think you're a good person if you fit a certain mold in somebody else's eyes. Everybody has their own definitions of deserving, of who's entitled, who is owed, who is good, who is bad, who is evil, who is loving. Those things are not factual, they're all opinions. When I talk about my opinion, it's my opinion, it's not a fact. If I say I think a certain group of people are hateful, are evil, are racist, if I can provide facts, okay, then I can say, these particular people are racist or whatever. But we all have our own definition, because those very same videos that I show somebody in which I think someone is being hateful and violent or racist, somebody else may be like, no, that's not hateful or violent or racist. That is just standing up to the big guy. That is just expressing our freedom of speech. And they will make excuses as to why it is the thing that they're doing is okay for them, but not okay for anybody else. Because again, we have double standards and hypocrisy just running rampant in America, actually all over the world, not just America. Hypocrisy and double standards run rampant in relationships too, which I have found out. I have been with people that think it's perfectly okay to use violence as a weapon to control someone else. And then they make excuses for themselves as to why the other person made them. You made me cheat because you did XYZ. You were the reason I cheated. I'm the victim. I had to cheat on you. I was forced to cheat on you because you were just so awful. I was forced to hit you because you said something that really ticked me off. I was forced to call you horrible, horrible, unforgivable names because, hey, you made me angry and it upset me. You upset me. You made me angry. So you are the reason that I called you a bunch of names. You're the reason that I lied to you constantly. It's your fault. Don't you love people like that? Don't you love people with double standards where they are allowed to do whatever? They can cheat. They can lie. They can call you names. They can abuse you. But if you were to do even one of those things one time to those same abusers, they would probably quite literally kill you. I mean the word kill, unalive, as in literally unalive you. You have to walk on eggshells with everything you say because you don't want to disrupt their ego. Because they're such narcissists that they genuinely think that everybody else is the fucking problem. Everybody else are stupid idiots. Everybody else is the problem. Everybody else has forced this person to be a piece of shit asshole because everybody else is so stupid, so ignorant, so uneducated, so unintelligent, so mean, so horrible. And, they just are the martyr and they love being the victim. God, I hate people like that. Just constantly blaming everybody else for the reason that they cheat and lie, the reason that they abuse, the reason they steal, the reason they unalive someone. I mean, hell, we have people setting up GoFundMe pages for murderers. Because for some reason, again, people's definition of acceptance and tolerance and love and peace and kindness is unaliving people or setting up GoFundMe pages, GoFundMe sites for people that unalive others. That's the definition of love now. That's the definition of kindness. Because I'm sorry, I didn't know that we're now supporting people like Carmelo Anthony, people like that Lindsay Clancy. I didn't know that now we show our love and our kindness and support by starting GoFundMe pages and making videos, making excuses for murderers. Why do people do that? Are you so hell-bent and so prideful? Do you have such pride that you can't admit that maybe, just maybe, you've gone a little too far? Maybe you've gone far out into the deep end and you should be, you've gone a little too far off the deep end and maybe you should come in a bit. Is that so hard to admit? Where are we going to draw the line? Because now we're not even drawing the line at murder. We're sticking up for it. We're making excuses. And then we're wondering why suicide and depression and mental illness is just absolutely taking over. You have people in relationships like I've been in where they're perfectly okay with just sitting there walking on eggshells, hoping and praying they don't get murdered in their sleep. Hoping and praying that their partner, that they don't say something wrong and their partner doesn't punch things or call you horrible names or wish death upon you or cheat on you for the millionth time or lie to you for the millionth time while claiming that they didn't, and then getting incredibly violent and angry because how dare you accuse them of cheating when they know they have. They know they have. What they're pissed at is that you caught them. And now, because you caught them, because you're smarter than them, because they thought they were so intelligent, they thought they were so sneaky. Oh, they just think they're the smartest person in the entire world. So now when they find out, shit, I'm not as sneaky and smart as I thought. Now their egos have been bruised, so they become violent. And they take it out on you. And they blame you because you found out that they did something shitty. So I see how it is. They're allowed to cheat. It's okay if they cheat. What's not okay is their partner's finding out about it. So, all right, if we're setting that standard, if that's the standard, if that's the precedence that we're starting, then that means that myself or any other person out there gets to cheat. We just get to run around sleeping with whomever we want, whenever we want, lie about it. And when asked, are you cheating? Have you been cheating? We get to lie and go, no, how fucking dare you, you piece of shit? How dare you, you fucking cunt? And we get to call people names. We get to scream. We get to be violent. We get to break things. Even though we did cheat, even though it's true what they're saying, we get to turn it around on them, make them the piece of crap, make them the assholes, and now make ourselves the cheater, the liar, the victim, and the martyr, because how dare they outsmart us and find out. Our egos have been so bruised because we aren't as smart as we thought, and the other people are a little more intelligent, a little more observant, and onto us than we thought. So, they twist it around. I'm just tired of people claiming they love someone when actions speak a lot louder than words, and their version of love is control. Their version of love is deceit, manipulation, and making someone else be scared. That's not love. That's your psychotic version of love. I mean, at least that's my opinion. And unfortunately, people like me have fallen for that many times, and we walk on eggshells and we waste a huge majority of our lives on people that are never, ever, ever gonna stop cheating and lying and being abusive. On people that are never, ever gonna make you feel safe and are never going to be safe and are never going to be stable. People that say whatever you want to try to love bomb and get the eye off the ball and go, look, look, look. And they try to reel you in. They're like, oh, baby, baby, baby. And they send you flowers and they say all the right things because it's trying to get you back on the hook. It's trying to reel you back in. It's classic manipulation. It's classic control. And it's their ego. That is not love. That is not caring about someone. That is wanting someone around so that you can fuck with them like a cat does with a mouse. That's just keeping someone around for sport and for a game because they think it's fun to control and to manipulate. And if you call them on it, they'll get violent with you. They won't admit it, even though they know it's fucking true. They're like, oh, fuck. She's smart. She found out about me. Or he. I'm not just talking about men. Men are not the only ones that cheat and lie. Women do it too. I'm speaking on behalf of all cheaters, liars, manipulators. I'm talking about everybody. I'm not speaking on behalf of them because I'm not one of them. Here's another funny little story. I'm just going to give you guys a scenario and I want you to think about it. Let's say there was a person who was in a very abusive relationship with somebody, and they kept lying and lying and lying about drinking. And they were asked repeatedly, please stop drinking because you act like a horrible, abusive person. So please stop drinking, and if you don't stop drinking, I'm going to leave you. This happened to a friend of mine. This is a scenario that happened to a friend of mine, and I want to throw it out there. And let's say that person knew full well how they behaved when they were drunk, and they knew that they were violent and abusive. And let's say, so my friend was like telling her partner this, hey, if you continue to drink, I'm going to leave you because you're not nice. And because I've already given you like 3 other chances. So she had already given him a million chances. This was not the first chance. This was not the second chance. This was the third. So again, not the first chance, not the second chance. And on the first time and the second times, she made it very, very clear. Hey, don't drink. I'm going to leave you. Hey, don't drink. I'm going to leave you. But unfortunately, she didn't follow through. She did not follow through. And so that person just thought, yeah. You keep saying it, but your actions aren't actually, backing up what you're saying. So then on the third time, she sat him down and was like, no, for real, if you continue to drink and you continue to lie to me, and if you cheat on me, I have to leave you. I cannot be with you. Do you understand that? And they had a long talk, and her partner was like, yes, I absolutely understand. I get it. I'm not going to drink, not going to cheat, minding my P's and Q's. That's great. And then, let's say that person then decided to start dating someone that was very, very inappropriate to date. Someone that could lose their license over them dating. And let's say they were doing that behind her back, which he was. He was doing that behind her back. And then when she found out about it, again, he had the audacity to be like, how dare you accuse me of this? And decided that instead of admitting it, instead of being truthful, instead of admitting fault, because again, ego, they, this person thinks that they're so fucking smart and that all people suck and that everybody is beneath them. They say it constantly. Everybody sucks, everyone's stupid, everyone's beneath me. I am smarter than everybody. I'm better than everybody. So this same person, of course, who thinks they're smarter and better than everybody and more observant and everything than everyone on the planet, now has their ego bruised because she found out, because he was careless, because she is smart, because she is observant. And of course, he decided to twist it around and get mad at her for finding out. He decided to be extra, extra shitty and extra horrible and tell her horrible things like he hopes she's gang raped. He said that. He hopes she dies. All of these things. He wishes these horrible things on her as he cheated on her with someone that is very, very inappropriate to do so while they were together and engaged. This person would sneak out and pretend that they are going to all these places that they weren't actually going. And then when my friend called him on it, he was like, how fucking dare you? How dare you accuse me of that, you piece of shit whore? How dare you accuse me of that? And then gaslit her, was violent to her, was abusive to her because he doesn't care about her, because he doesn't love her, because he loves himself far more, because he cares about his own self-preservation far, far more than her stability, than her mental and physical health. That's what it boils down to. He did not want to admit that he fucked up really, really bad because he also had to admit that she did nothing wrong to deserve it. She did nothing to deserve it. And in fact, she did nothing but stand by him and wait for him when he was gone for a long time and help him. And she was going through losing her mom and losing so many things in her life and going through a lot of very, very difficult times all alone, by herself, with nobody, no counselor, because her counselor moved. So, I mean, it's just weird to me how people can say, but I love you, baby. I love you so much that I lie and manipulate and control, and I know that I'm doing it, but I'm still going to do it because I love to. It's fun to torture you. If I didn't love to torture you, I wouldn't continue to do it over and over and over. If I didn't think it was appropriate and okay to lie to you, I wouldn't do it over and over and over and then blame you and say that you're the reason. But these same exact people, though, love to play the comparison game. They like to go, but remember when you did X, Y, Z? And they'll compare something like that same person. A long, long time before that, she was feeling very, very abused and alone and scared. And her boyfriend was very controlling and lying to her. Kept drinking and drinking and drinking behind her back and lying to her and gaslighting about it. And being very abusive and saying abusive things. And so she was feeling very, very insecure and sad and scared. And she ran into a situation where she found herself where she thought she was going to cheat. And she thought she was going to cheat with someone who was actually giving her attention and telling her she was pretty. And not saying that he hopes she's gang raped and dead and dies a torturous thing. Not saying stuff like that. And so she was going to cheat and have an affair. But then she grew a conscience, and she also actually, frankly, was scared. She was scared shitless that if she did do it, she would maybe lose her life, or the other person would maybe lose their life. She was actually scared to death that if she did it, her partner would find out and she would probably lose her life or be harmed or something would happen. And she felt guilty, and she didn't want to be that person. So she stopped. Now, her boyfriend found out about it later because she told her. Granted, she didn't tell her until many years later. And that boyfriend now likes to claim that that's the reason that he went out and actually cheated and actually kicked her out, left her for another woman, and cheated multiple times with someone that was very inappropriate and could lose their license. He compares those two. He's like, it's the exact same thing. You almost committing an affair one time and not leaving me is the exact same thing as me actually committing an affair several times, actually having really, really inappropriate relationships many, many times, and leaving her for another woman, kicking them out of the house that they built together, while that person had stayed around for years and years, being loyal and faithful, waiting, and, anyway, her boyfriend is actually comparing the two. The boyfriend left my friend, left her for another woman, one that was a very inappropriate, not okay woman to be leaving. Not that it's ever okay, but this was extra not okay. And he likes to compare the two. The almost affair that happened almost one time, but never did, to the multiple affairs, multiple time, and the multiple inappropriate conversations and texts with a very inappropriate person, and then inevitably leaving and kicking out the spouse. After telling them they're crazy and horrible and it's not happening, and how dare they accuse them of that. What a horrible piece of shit for you accusing me of such a terrible thing. And it turned out to be true. It was true. But again, that person can't say they're sorry or admit that it was wrong because their ego. And they genuinely, for real, think they are superior. They think that they are a superior human. And they think that love is defined by control and manipulation and deceit and lies. But that very same person, if you so much as say boo to them, oh, fuck, they'll cut you. They will make you wish you were dead because everything is okay for them, but nothing is okay for anyone else. Everything is an excuse for them. They are always a victim. They will always be a victim. And they will always make you feel scared and powerless because they have such, I don't know if it's such narcissism and ego, or if it's that they're so insecure and they hate themselves so fucking much that they want everybody else to hate themselves and hate them just as much as they hate them. They want to spread all of that misery and anger and hate and insecurity on everyone else so that everybody else feels as shitty as they do. That's not love. That is not love. That is not compassion. That is not caring. And I just don't understand how people can do that to someone that they claim that they love. And they toss around. They just say what they need to say. They read a script. They look it up on ChatGPT, or they look it up on Google, or they read a book, or they try to watch videos to see how a human behaves. Because they don't know how to be human because they're missing that part of their brain. So they have to look up, what am I supposed to say? What are things to say to get someone to think that I'm a loving, caring, normal human? If you have to look up how to behave, you probably are a sociopath. I'm just throwing that out there. She has wasted so many years. She's my age. And she has wasted a gigantic portion of her time being stressed, and she has aged and looks like she has aged 20 years. She looks like 20 years older than she actually is and feels. She has told me. She has cried to me. She has confided in me how terrible it's been for her health, mentally and physically. Because it is. When you're with a controlling, abusive person who only wants to keep you around to continue to manipulate and make themselves feel better and use you as a pawn, and they won't let you go. They'll never let you go. And if you try to leave, they will say the most horrible things because they don't love you and they don't care about you. So they will say and do horrible, horrible things to make you feel bad for leaving them because they're fucked up. And they know they're fucked up, but you found out that they're fucked up and you figured out things. And so now they hate it because they're like, shit, she keeps figuring shit out. Or he, if you're with a woman that does the same thing. Because again, I'm not saying women don't behave this way. It's just interesting what we consider love and what we call love and acceptance and tolerance, because I'm not seeing any of that. I mean, when the World Cup was going on, man, everybody's like, woo, party, this is great. And it took people from other countries to come and be like, what are you guys talking about? You have an amazing country you should love so much. Look at all of this great, all these great things, all these great people. Look what you have. You should be happy. And then these people leave and everyone's back to, I hate everything. I can't stand anything. Let's mutilate and assassinate and bully and censor and fire everything that disagrees with me. Everything that has a different point of view, we must unalive. We must tear down. We must abuse. If people don't respect me, I will destroy them. Who are you? Why are you so fucking important? Who died and made you the most important person, the center of the universe? And maybe you should look up the definition of tolerance and love and acceptance, because a lot of people are using those words incorrectly, you know, like racism and fascist. Same thing. We don't get to just go around claiming things and then pretend that the things we claim are true. Because we said them doesn't make it true. I love how people think that. So many people have said to me, well, I have never experienced that. I've never seen that. I haven't seen it. I haven't experienced it. I haven't heard it. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were Jesus and you could be everywhere all at once. And you were the all-knowing seeing things. Because you didn't experience it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I said this on another podcast, I think 2 other podcasts, because it's true and it's still happening and I really want to drive it home. Because you didn't experience it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I used this example before, and I'm going to use it again. My dog died. It devastated me. Not everybody saw that, witnessed it, but does that mean it didn't happen? My mom and dad passed away, devastated me, but not everybody saw it. Not everybody knows about it. Does that mean it didn't happen? Hallelujah. My dog, my dad, my mom are back from the dead because, you know, not everybody witnessed them passing away. Why do you think you have to witness everything for it to be true? Why do you shove your feelings and thoughts? Again, I've said this 1,000 times. You have your thoughts and feelings, and you are very passionate about them. But just as passionate as you are, guess what? I'll let you in on a little secret. Ready? Are you ready? Okay, come closer. Come closer. Everybody else is also passionate. Other people exist and they are just as passionate as you are about their religion, their political point of view, their gender, their race. Who knew that other people existed with other opinions? And yet you talk about, oh, diversity. You don't want diversity. You want segregation. You want labels. You want everybody in a little box with labels separate, because that's all you try to do is separate. Label. Define. You can't define anything at all. You have no idea what the definition of anything is. You just run around like chickens with your head cut off, running into each other, looking fucking ridiculous. And you do. You look fucking ridiculous. I'm embarrassed for everybody out there that has made these screaming lunatic videos, because your kids are going to see that. Your grandkids are going to see that. Your aunts, your uncles, the whole world, that's going to be there forever. That is there forever. No matter if you delete it or not, someone else has already uploaded it. It's there. And you're comfortable with that. And I just find that interesting that people are so proud to be disgusting and evil. And they shout it from the rooftops because they are so proud of themselves. Just like the people that cheat and lie. They do it because they want to get away with it. They get a high, an adrenaline rush on having a million balls in the air and getting away with shit. All they want more than anything in the world is that adrenaline rush of, oh, how can I manipulate? What game can I play to excite myself because I hate myself so much, or because I'm so fucking bored with life that I need to manipulate and control others to make myself feel better? And they're not going to admit that because, again, we're on to them, and they don't like it when people are on to them. They don't like it when people are just as smart or smarter than them. It really pisses them off. So they're never going to apologize ever. But they know. They know they're pieces of shit. They know they're cheaters. They know they're liars. They just want everybody else to be the reason that they are those things. It's everybody else's fault. I'm a piece of shit lying cheater because everybody else. I steal, I destroy, I light things on fire. I commit crimes because everybody else. What? I don't understand. If I'm an asshole, it's my fault. I don't know. I'm just so tired. I'm tired of being tired, you know? I'm tired of making bad choice after bad choice after bad choice because I do have to take accountability for poor choices. I have to. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to be someone that's a martyr. Disgusting. I don't know why people strive to be victims. What a weird thing to strive. God forbid you strive to be a good, successful, kind, respectful human. No. We have to have followers. So we'll say and do whatever makes the masses happy. Gross. Really? I don't know. I hate feeling trapped. I hate feeling controlled. I don't think anybody likes feeling trapped. I feel really bad for my friend being in that position. And her partner just continues to do it because she continues to allow it. And she's scared to death to leave. Because again, he'll lash out and he'll make it very difficult. And that's abuse. That's the cycle of abuse. It's always the scariest and the most dangerous when someone has had enough and they finally decide that they need and want to leave. But a lot of times these people have no money and nowhere to go. So they're just trapped in someone that finds it fun to see what they can get away with. To see how many balls they can have in the air because they don't actually love anybody. And they don't want their partner to feel secure or stable. They want to pretend, oh, look, I'm giving you these things. Even if, like, she continues to say, I don't want things. I do not want things. I want stability. I want safety. I don't want things. But he doesn't listen. He's like, yeah. Here's some stuff. That shows you I love you. I'll be nice once in a while and throw you a bone to distract you from what a piece of shit I actually am. Because somehow me being nice once in a while makes up for all of the horrible things I have said and done to you. These people somehow think, oh, I'll just say sorry and give them a hug and that'll sweep the terrible, god-awful abuse under the rug. But these same people, if you bat an eyeball at them wrong, they fly off the fucking handle. Because they don't love you. I keep trying to tell her that. I keep trying to convince her of that, and she has a good point. She's like, I know that, but how do I leave? I have nothing. It's all in his name. Everything is in his name. It's a terrible position to be in for anybody. So my podcast is just, I'm sorry for anybody that is in that position, man or woman. I'm speaking to both. I'm sorry for people that have been in that position or that are in that position, because it's terrifying. It ages you. It causes physical and mental health issues. You're living in a constant state of anxiety, and you never know when the shit is going to hit the fan, so you can never relax. And those same people are like, oh yeah, well, I'm going through worse. I'm going through a lot, and I. Again, it's like the seagulls on Finding Nemo. Mine. God, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the egos. I'm tired of the selfishness, the self-centeredness. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of people being scared. You can't even go through a fucking drive-thru anymore. You can't wear hats or t-shirts anymore without the risk of getting shot. What the fuck is wrong with people? Social media is what is wrong with people, because people have no social skills anymore. People think that no one associates humans with being flesh and bone and actually having a brain and being alive anymore. They just think there's some AI robot that's on the other side of a screen. They detach themselves from the human. They totally detach themselves from the humanity of it all. And they don't think of anybody else as actually being flesh and bone humans. They only think of themselves and what they want, their beliefs. And they scream, and they think the louder they scream, the more intelligent they are, the more factual they are. I got to tell you, screaming and yelling, punching things, setting things on fire, calling people terrible names, abusing people, cheating and lying, it not only doesn't make you look good, it doesn't make you smarter. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you the victim. It makes you the problem. You are the problem. You. So for anybody out there that's a piece of shit that thinks they're awesome, who needs to be knocked down several pegs, let me just tell you, what good are you doing? What are you contributing? What are you doing for your partner? Are you lying to your partner? Are you going to admit that you're lying to your partner? Or are you just going to pretend that you're not lying, therefore it's the truth? If you pretend you're not lying, if you say it enough in your head, I don't lie, I'm not lying, I don't lie, I'm not, or you make excuses, I'm only lying because, then you're trying to convince yourself that what you're saying and doing, or what you're not saying and doing, is okay. Which makes you a piece of shit. Because if your partner were to do that, you would lose your fucking mind. What in your head convinces you that it's okay for you to cheat, and you have excuses, and then you compare to other people? I don't understand that. Why do you think that makes you a good person? How does setting things on fire help the world? How does stealing help the world? How does rioting and screaming at the top of your lungs and calling people horrible names and bullying and censoring, how many illegal immigrants and transgender people has that helped? Honestly, raise your hand if you have saved an illegal alien or a transgender person. And also, what are you trying to save transgender people from exactly? What are they going through? What are they going through? Because frankly, I think that it's transgender people right now that are putting everyone else through a lot of shit. And this is, again, where we come back to that excuses thing. We're making excuses as to why it's okay for a group of people to go around unaliving and harming people and then going, oh, it's because they feel bullied. These transgender people feel very bullied. They don't feel loved. They don't feel respected. They don't feel heard. They feel they're having their rights taken away, none of which they can prove. No rights have been taken away because people confuse rights with privileges. Rights with privileges. Rights are not privileges. Privileges are not rights. And so people go around going, I feel bullied. Therefore, I'm going to harm everybody. And it's okay because I feel bullied. I'm going to go around unaliving and bullying others because I feel bullied. I'm going to go around harming others because I feel I've been harmed. Because that's okay. That's how we solve things now. An eye for an eye, I guess. But I would like to know who's bullying these people. I'd like to know what rights are being taken away. The answer is none. But again, it's all about perspective and people just pulling shit out their ass and making claims and then pretending that's the truth and then basing their entire argument on their made-up bullshit. Making their own definition of things and moving the goalposts so that they can be the good person. Because God forbid they admit they're wrong and that they're a piece of shit and that they need to work on a lot of things because they're not mentally okay. God forbid they love and respect someone enough to admit they're wrong and try to be a better person. No. It's the other person's fault, and they harbor all of this resentment. They have a chip on their shoulder because at one point or another, they've been wronged. Somebody wronged them, so everybody else has to pay. Wouldn't that be weird if we all did that? Because all of us have been through something. Every single person out there has gone through something. So if we use that as the standard to go around harming others, well then I guess we all need to lock ourselves inside because it's going to be like that movie, The Purge. You heard of The Purge? We just get one time a year where we go out and we just go ham and unalive everybody that has ever pissed us off. Because if our standard is we're allowed to be violent and cheat and lie and burn things and destroy things because we've been hurt and we've been bullied and we feel we've been wronged and we feel that injustice has happened to us, well, then that gives us carte blanche to go out and do and say whatever the fuck we want. And we have an excuse and we're the victim and it's everybody else's fault. Again, if we all felt that way, well, then we'd all be dead, wouldn't we? None of us would be alive anymore because every single fucking person has felt like we have had shit happen to us. God, I'm just sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. Who do you guys think you are, those out there that go around screaming and yelling and destroying other people's property? Meanwhile, if someone bats an eye at you, you're like, oh my God, I'm triggered. I need a safe room. I need a safe room because someone looked at me in a way that felt threatening. Shut the fuck up. Grow a pair. Shut up. Honestly, shut the fuck up. This is the message of this podcast today. Shut the fuck up, you goddamn triggered snowflake baby. You absolute uneducated psychopath, egotistical, narcissist, miserable, unhappy, unintelligent, ugly on the inside, ugly on the outside, poor excuse for a subhuman piece of garbage. Not a poor excuse for a subhuman piece of garbage. You are a subhuman piece of garbage. If you think you can go around cheating and making everybody else's fault and being a serial cheater, a serial liar, if you think you can go around harming everybody that you disagree with, assassinating everybody you disagree with, well, I'm sorry. Is it wrong for me to say you're a piece of shit? Is that wrong now? Now that's wrong? Because, again, it's going to go back to we should make up reasons and excuses why these people are okay. God forbid we say they're crap humans. Because, they've gone through hard times, Courtney. Have mercy on them, Courtney. So we should have mercy on terrible people. But terrible people get to call kind people innocent people, people that don't cheat, people that don't lie, people that don't use violence and punch things and throw temper tantrums and set things on fire. You know, the people that obey the law, that are, respectful and act like a mature adult, that can communicate in a way that doesn't harm people. Somehow we're the pieces of shit and we have to shut our mouths and we have to be quiet and we're not allowed freedom of speech. Fuck you. I said it. I mean it. Not making apologies for it. You're not the victim. Okay? I told you guys this is not the podcast to listen to if you're in the mood for happy, if you want to be showered with telling you how perfect you are. There's too many podcasts, too many people out there telling you how wonderful and perfect you are. I said I was going to try to make it in every single podcast where I reminded people that they're not perfect. Well, this is episode number, 25, 30. I didn't count. I don't know when I started it, but many, many, many episodes now in a row, I have mentioned that nobody is perfect. And I said that I was going to try to sneak it in every podcast because I feel too many people are told that they're perfect and wonderful and pookie poo, baby bear. How can we step on eggshells and walk on eggshells and always shut up so that you can always have the spotlight? How can I give you all of the attention and all of the glory and all of the money and all of the benefits? How can I make all of the excuses for you? There's enough of that. So I'm here to say you're not fucking perfect. And grace and humility are something people should kind of adopt. People should adopt a little bit of humility, a little bit of grace, a little bit of intelligence. Stop blaming everybody else for your fucked up, messed up mentality. Go to counseling. Get on some medication. Get a hobby. Get a partner. I don't know. Do something other than taking your misery out on the rest of us because we're fucking tired of it. So to everybody out there that's fucking tired of it, can I get an amen? Can I get a cheers? Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get a what? I'm sorry I said it. It's all cheesy, but I'm saying it. Let freedom ring. I hate Martinia McBride, so I don't really want to say that, but sick of it. So to all of the cheaters and the liars, to all of the hypocrites, to all of the abusers, to all of the destructive people, the thieves, to all of the people that think that they are victims and martyrs, sit down, get some counseling, get some help. Really, truly, I mean that. Get all of the above. Stop taking your misery out on everybody else. And also, if you don't like humans, stop trying to find a partner. Go live on the mountain somewhere. Go live at the top of a mountain somewhere away from everybody. Stop acting like you hate humans. Stop saying you hate humans. Stop saying you hate attention when all you do is go around getting on your little computers, getting on social media, getting on all your chat things, talking to people. Ellie! Bean. Ella Bean. Good girl. Because clearly you do want attention. Or you wouldn't constantly cheat, which means you're not content with one woman or one man. You need more than one man. You need more than one woman, which means you need attention. If you didn't want attention, you wouldn't cheat because you wouldn't want more than one person. That one person would be enough for you. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't get online constantly, on social media constantly, or in chat rooms constantly, making yourself the center of attention and commenting on other people's videos if you didn't want attention. So stop. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to others because we're on to you. And the first step is admitting it, right? The first step is you admitting that you're an asshole. And again, I'm talking about men and women. So I invite everybody to admit that they are imperfect. Because the sooner we all admit that we're not perfect, the sooner we can just move the fuck on. Anyway, anyway, I told you this was not the most upbeat. I warned you. I just want it noted. I did warn everybody. I gave the disclosure. I said this was not going to be, a happy, motivational thing. Maybe it is motivational because I'm trying to motivate people that are in bad relationships to get the fuck out while you can before it's too late. I guess it's never too late. Well, it can be too late because unfortunately there are abusers out there who will unalive you. So you do have to be careful. But to everybody out there that is made to feel that they are horrible because they have abusive people they're around, I'm sorry. It's a horrible thing, and that's why I'm doing this podcast, because I know people that are going through it, and I've been through it before. And it's horrible. It's not a good position to be in. Whether you're currently in it or you were in it once before and aren't anymore, it's not a fun thing to go through at all. And it will eat away at you. It'll eat away at your mental and physical health. And we're not on this planet for long enough to be messing around with people that don't think we're worth it, the people that don't love us, the people that try to say and do all the things that they have to look up. Turn to page 203 to act like a good person. And they have to look at a script of what they need to say and do to be a normal human. That's no good. So to everybody out there that's going through it, whatever that it is, I'm genuinely sorry. I've been there and it's no fun, and I hope you have support. I didn't have any support. I've had to go through everything alone, so I really hope that you have support. Because without support, it makes something that's already difficult 20 times harder. So I hope you can find friends, family members, counselor, all of the above. One thing you can do is listen to my other podcasts that are actually quite motivational and supportive. They're happier. They are much cheerier. I do have those podcasts. I really do. You can check them out. And like I said, I do have podcasts that have an intro and an outro. They're my earlier ones. But thank you guys. I appreciate. I hope that, it helps. I hope my podcasts help people. I don't know how they would, but sometimes it just helps to know that someone else is out there. So thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope you continue to do so. Check out YouTube, Clapper, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Like and subscribe. Continue to listen to my podcast. I would appreciate it. You don't have to. I'm not telling you what to do, but man, I would appreciate the support. Help a girl out, right? Thank you so much. Until next time.